I work search and rescue, and we have a term for people who go missing more than once. We call them repeaters. I've been doing search and rescue in the Pacific Northwest for 11 years. I don't mention which park. If you work SAR, you already know why. Most people think our job is finding lost hikers and bringing them home. That's true about 90% of the time. The other 10% is what keeps me up at night. We have a term we use internally. We call them repeaters. A repeater is someone who goes missing more than once in the same park system. Not because they're careless. They come back different after the first time, and something pulls them back out there again. The first repeater I encountered was a guy named Michael Torres. He'd gone missing on a solo backpacking trip in 2015. We found him after 4 days, 16 miles from his last known position. When we asked how he'd gotten that far, he said he didn't remember walking. He said he'd been shown the way. We chalked it up to delirium. 3 months later, he went missing again. Same park, different trailhead. We found him in 2 days. Same rock formation 16 miles from where he'd started. When I reached him, he was smiling. They wanted me to come back, he said. I asked who. He pointed into the forest. The ones who live in the old places. 6 months after that, he went missing a third time. We never found him. What we did find was his journal. Most of it was normal hiking notes, mileage, water sources, weather. But the last entries were different. They don't want me to leave anymore. I can hear them in my sleep now. They showed me what's under the lake. That last line was written over and over, filling 3 entire pages. A year later, a different hiker went missing in the same area. Woman in her 30s, experienced, good gear. We found her after 36 hours. She was standing waist deep in the lake. Not swimming. Not moving. Just standing in water that should have been over her head. When we called out, she turned slowly. It's shallower than you think, she said. Once you go down. We pulled her out. She didn't speak again until we got her back to base. Then she asked, very calmly, did you see the buildings? One of the rangers asked what buildings. The ones at the bottom, she said. They have windows. She went back 2 weeks later. Filed a proper permit, followed all protocols. She told the ranger she needed to finish looking. We found her vest and boots at the lake's edge. We never found her. After that, we started noticing a pattern. People who came back from certain areas would file new permits within weeks. Sometimes days. We started flagging them. Previous SAR recovery monitor. But we couldn't legally stop them from going back out. One guy came back 6 times. Each time we found him, he was deeper in. Each time harder to convince to leave. The 6th time, he fought us. Took 3 people to restrain him while he screamed that we were interrupting the lesson. He stopped filing permits after that. 3 years later, a hiker reported seeing someone living in a cave system off trail. Described him perfectly. Said the man had been decorating the walls with rocks and patterns. We went out to do a welfare check. The cave was there. Stones arranged in spirals covering every surface, floor to ceiling. Some carved directly into the rock. But he was gone. The disturbing part wasn't the cave. It was that the carvings went back at least 100 feet into passages that required crawling. And he'd only been out there for 3 years. Those carvings would have taken decades. Last year, we recovered a teenager who'd been missing for 9 days. She was fine. Better than fine. No weight loss, no exposure, clean clothes. She said she'd stayed with the family in the big tree. We thought she meant shelter. Then she described the family. They were tall, she said. And they didn't blink right. Their eyes closed sideways. She said they'd fed her and kept her warm. She said they'd shown her the correct ways to walk so the forest knows you. When her parents picked her up, she asked if she could go back to visit them. Her father laughed nervously. Maybe when you're older. She nodded seriously. They told me I'd be ready in 2 more winters. We recommended therapy. Family moved out of state. 2 winters later, almost to the day, her name popped up in our permit system again. We called her family. The number was disconnected.